Have you thought about becoming a software developer but was overwhelmed by all the possible languages you had to learn? Or even what type of programmer you want to be? Did you want to be a mobile developer, a web developer, cloud or gaming developer? The choices are literally endless, and it can be super overwhelming for a beginner developer to pick up on, especially if you're going through the self-taught route. What if I told you there was one language that could do it all?
Tell me more.
Anything from gaming to Windows or web development, it can do anything. And the language is C#.
Incredible, right?
It could be the ideal language for most junior developers. As a beginner programmer, you want to be someone that stands out. But if you're learning things like JavaScript or Python like everyone else is, it becomes harder and harder to really stand out to an employer. C# developers are in high demand and they definitely pay the big bucks.
Money, no problems, that's what I always say.
Compared to the JavaScript role. There's definitely a lot more JavaScript jobs than C#, but this is an opportunity to be in a big fish in a small pond. That's why I've decided I want to add C# to my programming toolbox. I've been recently looking into how to make checkout bots for sneakers and things like that, and saw that C# was something that was commonly used. So this video is basically going to go over a brief background about what C# is, how I'll be learning it, and the type of project I'll be building. So let's get with the video started. So what is C#? C# is a programming language launched by Microsoft in 2001. It's a simple and modern object-oriented language that was designed to keep businesses and enterprises' needs in mind. There are 6 main characteristics of C#. Number 1, it's modern and easy. C# is a modern language that is designed to be easy to learn and use. It has a clean, concise syntax that makes it simple for beginners to start, yet still provides powerful features for more advanced users. Number 2, it's fast and open source. C# is known for its performance and speed, and has a large and active community for developers who contribute to its development and maintenance. And C# is now open source, which means that its source code is freely available to everyone. Number 3, cross-platform. C# can be used to build applications for a variety of platforms, including Windows, Mac, and Linux, and even mobile devices. This makes it a versatile language that can be used to build applications for a wide range of devices and operating systems. Number 4, it's safe. C# has a built-in safety feature that helps to prevent common programming errors and security vulnerability. For example, C# has a strict type checking and memory management, which makes it more difficult for developers to write code that can cause crashes or security breaches. Number 5, versatility. C# is a versatile language that can be used to build a wide range of applications and systems, including desktop applications, web applications, games, cloud services, and more. Like I mentioned before, the possibilities are endless with C#. Number 6, C# is an evolving language that's continuously being improved and updated by Microsoft and the broader development community. This means that it's always up to date with latest trends and technologies in the software development industry. Now, another important aspect of C# is learning .NET. And what is .NET and how does C# relate? .NET is a software framework developed by Microsoft for building Windows-based applications. It provides a rich set of libraries and tools that make it easier for developers to create applications without having to write all the code from scratch. The .NET framework provides a runtime environment for executing code, managing memory and resources, and providing access to underlying hardware and operating system services. To use the .NET framework to build C# applications, you need to have a development environment such as Microsoft Visual Studio. Visual Studio provides a powerful integrated development environment, IDE, for Windows and web development with features such as code highlighting, debugging, and version control. Once you have Visual Studio installed, you can create a new C# project, add references to the .NET libraries you need, and start writing your application logic. The .NET framework provides a large set of classes and methods for a variety of tasks, including working with data, creating interfaces, and handling exceptions. Alright guys, this is the halftime of the video, so it's time for you guys to finally hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already. The algorithm is absolutely ruthless and won't push this video unless you do so, but only if you think this video has been valuable to you so far. Now back to the show. Now, how will I be learning C#? Learning a new language or a framework is always a difficult process, but since I have experience in programming already, I feel like the learning curve will be much less than when I first started learning JavaScript. Regardless, the first step in my learning will be to going through the syntax of C#. The good thing about C# being backed by such a big company like Microsoft is that they have a whole array of documentation and tutorials that will help me learn as much as I can. I'll be finishing some of those modules on their website and hopefully that'll give me a good grasp on the feel and syntax of C#. so I can have a much easier transition. Another thing I wanted to go through was a free Codecamp C# course on YouTube. It's 4.5-hour course that'll take me through setting up Visual Studio Code, teaching me basics like variables, data types, loops, and things like that, so that I have an idea how setting all that up in Visual Studio looks like. I'm used to using Visual Studio Code, but Visual Studio can be very different, so I have to get familiar with it before moving on to any projects. Now, what will I be building? So what I've found on my web development journey is that the easiest and more practical way of learning something is by building projects from it. So that's how I'm going to be learning with a project that I think will be interesting to make. It has to be a full stack project. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If your goal is to become a software developer, it's not going to be by making a tic-tac-toe app or a calculator. You need to build the front end, the back end, work with databases, have some sort of user authentication, and all that put together spits out an app that employers look at and be like, yeah, this guy needs to be on the team immediately.
He's incredible.
So what my goal will be is to build a checkout bot. So basically it will be an app that allows you to check out sneakers or hard to get items quickly from an online store. Honestly, I have no clue on how I'm going to do it, but it's definitely going to be an interesting thing to learn. It'll teach me a lot about networks, making HTTP requests, and it seems like a puzzle trying to get through the company's security, tricking them and getting the product I want. Hold on, is this illegal?
Keep it a secret.
Well, whatever. Regardless, it sounds cool to me, so I'm gonna do it. Back end of the app will be carried out by C#, and for the front end, I want to use React, while the database, I want to use something like PostgreSQL, since that's what I'm going to be using at work currently, and I just need to get a little bit more used to it. To be honest, I don't know everything I need to make the project going, but it'll be something I'll be learning as I go along for the next couple months. And honestly, I feel like that's the best way to approach it. No one knows anything, to be honest. You just learn as you go. There's no way you can start something without having to Google things constantly, and the best thing is to have some sort of high level understanding of what you're going to do and just start immediately implementing as soon as possible. So yeah guys, if you're planning on learning software development, I definitely look into C# as one of the first languages you learn. Don't be intimidated. It's definitely not as bad as it may sound, especially when people are preaching JavaScript or Python to learn as your first language. People like me, sort of. Even if you want to learn those after, you'll have a much easier time with it after learning C#. But if you guys did want to learn web development and JavaScript, please check out my web development roadmap here on my right. Or if you want to see how I got my first job as in software development as a self-taught coder, please check out the video on my left. Alright, until next time guys, see ya and have a great day.